Hi, welcome to the GoGreenfields show with me, Terran, and me, River. Today we're going to do a Superfoods podcast.
Ooh.
And River, what are we going to be doing?
We are going to be making some really delicious power balls.
Energy balls.
Energy balls. They've got a bunch of cool superfoods. And we're also going to
tour Mom's garden, and she has a ton of superfoods growing in her garden, right, Mom?
That's right.
Yay!
Mucho superfoodes.
Yeah.
That's not Spanish. So some of the things growing in our mom's garden right now are pumpkins. It's nearing October, which means it's nearing Halloween. And Halloween means pumpkins. And our pumpkins are actually growing quite out of control right now.
Ooh, there's a big one right there.
We've got one that's getting to a good size. And right now they are green, but nearing... Well, actually pretty soon, like in a couple of weeks, they'll start turning orange. And I believe these are not carving pumpkins, they are cooking pumpkins.
Eating pumpkins. Pumpkin pie.
And then we've also got some strawberries. Those are kind of going out of season pretty soon, but we still got a lot of flowers blooming.
Tasty!
And we've got tomatoes. Tomatoes are kind of, we have Roma tomatoes.
Really
we got
full.
big juicy ones. We got the small cherry ones.
We got lots of tomatoes.
We also got
tomatoes are awesome.
We also have beets. Our mom's harvesting a beet right now.
Actually.
And we've also got blackberries.
Yes, we have lots of blackberries, but they're thornless blackberries. So
Which is, I love, because I hate the thorns on the blackberries. We have cucumbers. Cucumbers are very delicious. Now, cucumbers are not a superfood since they are mostly water.
Yeah.
And
starch.
But some of the superfoods we do have are kale. The blackberries are actually a superfood. Lots of berries are superfoods. And what else do we have a superfood? As you can hear, the chickens behind us, eggs are actually a superfood. They love their superfoods too.
They're going crazy.
Yeah. And since chicks have to last up to 21 days in the egg provides all the things that they need. So basically an egg has everything you need to grow inside of it. Like calcium, vitamins, potassium, all that good stuff. Fat. So yeah, it's
Eat your eggs.
Yeah, eat your eggs. Herb-wise, we've got some basil and parsley. We got basil, parsley. What else do we have, Mom?
We have tarragon. We have sage.
Sage is yummy.
I love sage. Onions. We have onions.
Thyme. We have chives. The only one I don't grow really is rosemary
That and saffron.
because it doesn't grow very well here.
Yeah, we don't grow saffron.
We don't saffron,
We can grow saffron,
but we don't want to.
but we just don't have the time to harvest it.
Yeah. And I think other than that, we've got beans, marigolds, and
Onions.
We got some rogue carrots.
and some rogue carrots.
Lots of
Made
peas,
it
too.
through the chicken.
Earlier, we talked about superfoods being in our garden, and superfoods are really, really cool. They're good for you, healthy.
Vitamins.
Some of
And
them
they're-
taste good.
And a lot of them are actually growable, so you can grow a lot of your best nutrients that you need for your body right where you are. And Mom is actually going to tell us a little bit about our superfoods growing in our garden.
Superfood export.
Yes. Well, a lot of people think superfoods have to be some exotic plant like a goji berry or acai berry or those kinds of things, but that's not necessarily true. Superfoods can be a lot of the dark leafy greens that you grow in your garden. It could be spinach, kale. It could be
Swiss chard.
Swiss chard. Not necessarily like Roma or anything like that because those are more water, but the dark leafy greens contain a lot of vitamins, and if they're prepared right, they're really digestible and really good for you. Also, some other things that you can grow easily in a garden or buy locally are berries, blackberries, raspberries are the best ones. Strawberries, not so much because they contain quite a bit of sugar, but they are delicious. And I do support strawberries, but I wouldn't classify them as a superfood. Also, that we have here. Not necessarily growing, but they are kind of growing, but eggs. We have eggs in our hen house, and eggs, they contain all the fat, all the minerals, all of the vitamins that are essential to grow a small little creature for 21 days without the support of a mother, not like a mammal would. Mammals depend on their moms for food. An egg has everything in it to support life, so it makes it really packed full of goodness. Another thing we have growing is walnuts. We have some walnut trees. They're not actually harvestable this year. They're
Not
still
yet.
pretty young, but soon. We're looking forward to them. So those are another one that we have. Growing wild around us, we have elderberry.
Those are
Elderberry
They're
grows pretty prevalently here in the Northwest and in a lot of other areas. We also have nettle, which is something that we like to harvest in the
super good.
Yeah, super good. Nettle is actually the highest for like if you're a plant-based diet, nettle has the most protein in it than any other plant. And that's why you see a lot of deer feeding on it, is because it is what kind of gets them through the winter. It kind of packs it on for them.
They're super good too.
So that's kind of what comes to my mind. I'm sure there's more or something that I'm missing, and maybe some of your listeners can tell us some of the stuff they have growing in their gardens or locally near them, because every place is different and can grow different things, and that's really how cool this world is that we live in.
So many superfoods, so many places. This episode was brought to you by Thrive Market and these other wonderful sponsors: Magic Spoon, Fresh Pressed Olive Oil, Wake Up Foods, and Desert Farms. And now, back to our show. Welcome to the recipe portion of our Superfood podcast. We are going to be making some energy balls, or protein balls, with walnuts, figs, dates, apricots, honey, cashews, all good stuff. And you can actually get this stuff from Thrive Market, which is really cool. You can get these delicious Thrive Market dates, or these apricots, or walnuts, figs, which we are going to use today. And you can also get a free gift under $22 at join today. GoGreenfields/Thrive Market. Yeah. My next step is going to be pitting the dates, and we're going to be pitting 8 dates for our protein balls. And it's really simple. All you gotta do really is kind of cut around the whole date, and then you just open it up and take out the seed. And since I already have 8 cut, I'll just leave this one. And what I am doing is, since figs have these little tough stems on the top, you gotta de-stem them all. And yeah, wait, I can get this one. Okay, so you gotta take this part off since it's really hard and not really fun to eat. And once you do that, and also a really cool fun fact, if you've ever noticed this, if you take a full walnut, it kind of looks like a brain a little bit. And which is a little funny because walnuts have a lot of omega-3 in them, which help with your brain, and so does like salmon and stuff. But actually nature works that throughout a lot of other things, like pomegranates. They look like your heart, and they're actually good for your heart. They have a lot of antioxidants and cool stuff. And carrots, you probably know those are good for your eyes. But if you like cut open a carrot, there's like a pupil and then an outer ring, so it looks like an eye, which is pretty cool. And kind of going off the pomegranate here, figs look a little bit like hearts. Like you see, like looks like all like the veins and stuff going out of it, all that cool stuff. So these are actually pretty good for your heart too. All that cool stuff. And your immune system. Now the next step after you've added the apricots, dates, and cashews into this and blended it is going to be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 tablespoons of honey. And I forgot to mention it, but you add 1 cup of cashews. Mine's super simple. After you cut the figs, you just put them in the blender. And that's it. That's it. Let's start. The reason we decided to make these delicious snacks is because me and Terran wanted something easy to make, simple, and delicious with superfoods involved. So we looked it up on the internet and we found apricot cashew protein balls and fig walnut protein power balls. And that was kind of how we started out this podcast. And this is the last step that I'm doing, which is where you roll this mixture into a ball and then dip it in coconut flakes, and then that gives you that. So my next step after I've blended these fig and walnut together, you take 5 tablespoons of coconut flour, or shredded coconut, and you put it into the fig and walnut mix. And you also take some cinnamon, just one tablespoon of cinnamon. Oopsie. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. It's so powdery. And put that in. And then you take this, put it in the blender. Okay, and now I'm rolling this paste into a ball. And I'm gonna make a really small one that you can like pop in your mouth and have like energy for the entire day. No. But yeah, so this is my last one. It's fig walnut mix, coconut, and some cinnamon. And someone say fig? Give me it! So what do you think of mine, River? It's pretty good. Yeah. I like yours better than mine, so I want to try mine. I like yours. But we also use royal bee jelly, so that's also a superfood. So we use like a superfood honey too. Wow, yours is. Now we're gonna start our delicious superfood popsicles. And it's a really simple recipe. All you need is 1.5 cups of soaked cashews, which you soak overnight or for 8 hours if you don't sleep at night. And
Wait, why do
you
soak them?
Well, actually the reason why is because these guys, if you don't soak them, they've got seeds and they inhabit your stomach. They're called stomach inhibitors. And
it makes you poop them out really fast so they can grow somewhere else.
so I would
How do you say that fast?
strongly advise not soaking them. And
Not soaking them.
you also need a 1/4 cup of avocado oil. We're using Primal Kitchen, which you can find at Thrive Market, along with cacao butter.
And this is olive oil.
Yeah. And we also got some sea salt, Eva Jean's sea salt. This
Which is
is
really
our
good.
that's our melted cacao
Yeah,
butter.
this is our melted cacao butter, and you need about 1/4 cup of that, and it's actually really easy to melt, but nothing really. But you have to do it on a low heat so it doesn't burn.
And you're also gonna need a 1/4 cup of coconut milk,
A 1/4 cup of maple syrup,
and a
teaspoon
of vanilla. It's very simple, but also we're just doing a very simple vanilla, but you can do a bunch of different flavors: lemon, lime, popcorn,
do a lot. We're gonna do
cayenne pepper. Do either of those.
We're going to be making a lot of superfood ones.
And this is just the base of the popsicles, but as we were saying, you can put in anything. So
this is the base of the popsicles.
for the popsicles.
But yeah, so it's a cashew base, no dairy, really good.
So to start the base, we're just gonna pour some cashews into the blender. Did I get? Yep, I got them all. And that is a 1.5 cups of cashews. Take my olive oil. And then we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of olive oil, Primal Kitchen, which you can get on Thrive Market. And that's good. Here, you need yogurt.
Okay, thank you.
And 1/2 cup of coconut milk, which also goes in. And this. And another 1/4 cup of, wait, no, we don't put that in just yet. And
Well, you need this.
yes. And a 1/4 cup of maple syrup.
Don't
1/4
forget
cup.
your vanilla, boy. You need your vanilla.
How about 1/4 cup of vanilla.
Steep.
Or 1/4 cup of maple syrup, sorry. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 6 stevia packets. There's no sugar in this.
Yeah, no sugar at all.
sugar-free.
Well, I guess maple syrup is kind of sugar.
Yep, some maple syrup does
For the
have-
kids.
Yeah. So we're gonna slowly add our cocoa butter. And
Done!
It's done.
Yay!
Oh, hi. This made 6 popsicles, which
But
is really cool. We've
3
got
different flavors.
3 different flavors, so 2 of each popsicle. That's math.
Yeah.
And now you have to put this in the freezer. And then we're basically done. The popsicles are dairy-free, all free, somewhat
shiny an apple. See, look how shiny it is. This episode was brought to you by Thrive Market and these other wonderful sponsors: Magic Spoon, Fresh Pressed Olive Oil, Wake Up Foods, and Desert Farms.